I'm going to talk about the possibility of digital transformation. I just have to share my screen and we will be ready to go. If there is anything wrong, please let me know. Well, digital transformation is, okay, so digital transformation is not only about technology. It is more about rearranging work process to use the new ways of communication and get inputs from your customers to deliver a better overall experience. When we think about successful digitally transformed companies, we often have on our minds companies like Netflix, Uber, or Airbnb. They are among the ones that we can think of nowadays. But Netflix delivers movies, which is the same thing that Blockbuster did a few years ago. Uber delivers transportation, which is the same thing that taxis have been doing for a long time. And Airbnb delivers accommodation, which is the same thing that hotels do. So the difference between the companies on the left and the companies on the right is not what or the product or service that they deliver, but the way they use to deliver those services and products. And they can use a lot of information to improve the quality of what they are delivering. So let's take Netflix and Blockbuster, for example. If you were to get a movie to watch from Blockbuster, you would go through the shelves of a Blockbuster, search some titles, choose one of them, go home and watch it. The probability that you would enjoy that movie would be roughly 50-50%. Unless you had a previous recommendation from a friend or from a newspaper or anything like that, the probability would be 50-50. Next time you would go to Blockbuster, you would do the same thing. You would go through the shelves, you would choose a title that you were not sure if you would like it or not. You could even ask the Blockbuster staff for recommendations, and the staff would recommend a movie based on his or her taste, not yours. And as you would go to Blockbuster over and over again, your experience would be almost the same. Let's now go to Netflix. When you open a Netflix, you do the same thing. You go through the titles, you choose one, you watch it, and in the end, you can just click if you like it or not. But the main difference is that Netflix is getting way more inputs from you than you are giving yourself. So Netflix will record at what time you open the app, what movie you decided to watch. You choose like a comedy movie or an action series, what device you were using at that time to watch that kind of movie or series, and many things like that. So, for example, going through this loop of choosing, watching, liking or not, and Netflix getting your inputs, really, I would say that after a few interactions with you, Netflix will start to recommend you movies. And Netflix will have information from you, like you like to watch action series at 6 a.m. on your mobile, and you also like to watch comedy movies at 9 p.m. on your TV screen. It doesn't know why you do that, but it knows that you like that. It may be that 6 a.m. you go to your local gym, you start working out on a treadmill, and while you are on the treadmill, you can just watch a movie on a mobile phone. And you prefer watching an action series because action series, each episode is about 40 to 6 minutes. So it's about the same time that you stay on the treadmill, so that's okay. You can watch from start to the end and so on. And at night, you are with your family at your home, and you have a big screen on your TV room, and you like to watch comedy movies with your family. But the main issue is that Netflix has these inputs from you. So having these inputs allows Netflix to deliver a better experience, although it's delivering the same product that Blockbuster used to deliver. And how can we apply this to legislative branches? Well, legislative work is all about communication. It's all about getting inputs from your community, from your citizens, and getting them into discussion in the legislative branch and turning some of them into laws that are expected to improve the overall community. And using the definition by Professor Van Dyck, legislative processes include, or at least start with defining a agenda or defining what is going to be discussed by the city councilors or state deputies or MEPs. And with that agenda defined, city councilors, for example, could start drafting proposals based on the agenda, which is linked to the community's needs. And then decision-making. When the policy or the proposal is ready, you have to vote for or against it. The ones that get approved will go to the executive branch for execution. And finally, the legislative should evaluate those policies, those laws, and check if the laws are giving the results that they were expected to give. So this is the feedback to restart this loop all over again, unstoppable. But the problem, the issue that we have today is that we don't have enough inputs, or at least we don't have as much input as we can have nowadays using technology. So one of the things that we should understand is that often nowadays we get input from just a few or a minor proportion of the community, mainly the people that are somehow related to the political process in general. But in order to be ready for the digital transformation, a legislative branch should think about how it could get more inputs from its local community. And what I'm saying is that we should know what they are discussing, what are the major concerns of the community, and bring those major concerns to the agenda and define what the city councilors will start drafting. They will start drafting based on that agenda, and thus they can also ask their electorate if they would change something. Instead of the city councilor just drafting something and asking just a few people, he or she could ask his or her electorate by using a system. And once a proposal is ready to be voted, he or she could also ask his or her electorate how they would vote for or against that specific proposal. And the proposal that became law that would go to the executive branch, the city councilors could also interact with their electorate to check if the execution of the law is being done properly. And finally, the city councilor could also ask his or her electorate about how would they evaluate, are we getting what we expected? Are we getting what the community wanted? Are we improving our overall community? And thus, we could restart the process. But this time, instead of just delivering laws, we are delivering laws that are more linked to the needs and to the desires of that community. And often we think that to be ready, we would need a very expensive software, but we can do it gradually. And we can start this transformation by using social media platforms, because social media platforms are free for the users. Most of the functionalities for the companies are also free. and people are there already. So instead of trying to build a new tool, which would be expensive and time consuming, and then trying to bring the people to our platform, we can get the legislature, the legislative branch, to go to where the people are. And this is important. So it's you will be able to do it freely, no costs at all, and basically in 1 or 2 weeks, you can start using social media platforms and then getting information from them. And you can get information directly, like posting some kind of information that you think is useful or important, elaborating an electronic survey, elaborating an electronic poll. Those are things that the social media platforms already give to you. Or you can get indirect interactions, like getting comments and posts that were posted publicly. So you don't have any privacy issues because they are all public posts. And anyway, you will get information from the public, from the citizens. You can read their comments and check what are the main concerns based on the comments of a huge community that is using that social media platform. So changing the working process to allow the use of nowadays digital tools is the best way to get ready for the digital transformation. And once this working process have been rearranged and rethought, then you can start using a tool. And I would say that using social media platforms would be the best option because it's basically free of charge and you can start in just a couple of weeks and people are already using it. And this, for me, I would say that is the first step into the path to become a digital legislative branch. Thank you.